Soldiers, welcome. Here you are. Here we are, right on time, exactly where we were meant to be. We're seekers, sages, warriors, peacemakers, rule breakers, fearless forces of nature. Transcenders of darkness to light, we radiate grace through purpose and purpose through grace. We're daily practitioners of radical kindness, compassion, and full belly laughter. Quietly confident souls in service to source, living a life meant to be lived. So we close our eyes and breathe. Unmind the mind and let truth rise. Hi, everyone. Welcome to day 4 of Catalyzing Courage. I'm Ashley Malin. I'm the founder of Soldier. Soldier is short for soul journey, and we are all on a collective soul journey at the moment, especially. We are soldiers in this life, and soldiers are people who have transcended challenge and turned it into a light, into the light that they share with the world. And we're really honored today to have Jay Brave and Lotus Grace sharing their light with the world. I'm really excited. Especially, I actually have never done anything with these guys, so I've only heard good things. So we are going to have a great time today. We have a few housekeeping things to take care of. The guidelines. So in the chat window, please just use it for technical issues if you have any. We have support to help you. Make sure you have a comfortable place in your home, something that you'd like to practice in. We'll be doing a little bit of movement and listening to music, and also just a little bit of sitting. So just make sure you're comfortable, grab water if you need to go to the bathroom, whatever you need to do. You'll need a pen, journal, your yoga mat, a cushion to sit on, something comfortable, and water as you like. The beauty of being at home is kind of on you. And then just take a personal break if you need. And the most important part is that we have a good time and that we really kind of dive into our own being here, and we start to unravel layers. So every day this week we are unraveling layers of courage and learning where we have innate courage inside, and what are we going to do with that moving forward. So we hope, let's see, the schedule for the rest of the week is nonstop awesome. Tomorrow we've got Rolf Gates, total legend, super stoked on that, with Kevin Sport, who will be accompanying him on music. On Thursday, we have Keith Mitchell, really dear friend, and his teacher, Chinook from Dallas. And then Kiyoshi will be accompanying on music and spoken word. That's going to be over the top, so make sure you join. On Friday, we have that dude Johnny and Shay Freedom, who have never met, and they've like quickly become total homies. So they're actually going to drive to meet each other, totally separate states, and they're going to be doing something from one location, and they're both amazing too. And then on Saturday, we have the Lion's Gate. So right now we're in this peak time where the star Sirius is in the sky, and on Saturday it culminates in the Lion's Gate, which is a portal of energy that's the highest energy of the year, really. So we have an incredible lineup: Monica Mesadasi, Masood Ali Khan, R.R. Shakti, and then we have a soul musician, Dana Harper, and then a total rocker, Sandra Small. So we've got a good mix of people, and we're really excited about Saturday. Actually, we have a new ticket as well that's going to be $44. That'll be for the next 4 days. So it's a really great deal. And then also we have other sliding scale ticket options. If you're on social media and are able to take a picture of yourself in your setting, that is super appreciated. The more that we have from y'all to spread the word about Soldier, the more the eyes that go on the brand and the bigger we get. So we're building out the army of soldiers, and we appreciate your help in doing so. And then throughout the rest of the year, we are partnered with Tree Sisters, a really awesome organization from the UK run by women. And they plant trees in tropical rainforests around the world, and they empower women in villages to educate their village, not only of the destruction that happens with clear cutting and cutting down trees and using trees for fire, but also just the importance of replanting trees. So it's a really awesome thing. It helps or it's an awesome endeavor. It helps women, it helps villagers, and it helps the environment. So in our minds, it's a win-win. Today as theme and all week long, we are looking specifically at this incredible concept of courage. And it's really kind of a buzzword right now. And it's one of the, it's to me like courage when you have it, when you have a decision that you need to make in your life that's challenging, could be big, could be small, but having the courage to make the decision to get past it that's where the magic happens. And that's where we're looking at and really addressing areas of our lives that require courage. And because once we get through that, then life flows, grace comes into play. And then when we get into alignment, that's when all the pieces come together. So it's just that it's that fine tuning of finding what is that act of courage. And then how do we use that, like moving forward, what's the action that we're going to take? So today, Jay Brave and Lynn Lotus will kind of walk us through their interpretation. And what's so cool about the week is that every day it's been a different perspective of the same word. So it's been fascinating. We hope you join us for the whole week if you're able to catch recordings just to see, because it's worth seeing what everybody is doing for this incredible concept. So without further ado, I'm going to pass off the reins, and here we go, Jay and Lotus.
Peace and blessings, family. Really honored to be here to co-create with you in this beautiful moment, this beautiful morning. And we're going to take you on a little journey. The theme of our experience is Courage to Rise. And we're going to offer some music, some intention setting, a little meditation, some exercise for each and every one of you. So let's just begin by connecting with our heart, wherever you are. If you're sitting, putting your right hand in your heart, maybe your left hand on your stomach, your womb. And we're going to close our eyes, just go inward for a moment to connect with spirit. Just going to focus on our breath, moving in and out of our nose. I'm just going to share a little opening prayer. Great Spirit, infinite source, divine creation, grand mystery, Pachamama, Mother Earth, ancestors, spirit guides, ascended masters, archangels, totem animals, keepers of the light, all benevolent forces that watch over us, we ask you to be here now. Thank you for this moment of presence, of reverence, of connection, of reflection, of remembrance. Thank you for allowing us to remember who and what we truly are. We are luminous beings having this human experience. And though we go through so many challenges, so much adversity and emotional shifts, we know this is always an opportunity to find the blessing in the skies. Taking a moment right now to tuning into your personal intention for today. Just for today. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up into everything we're desiring to become in life, all the goals that we want to accomplish. But in this moment of presence, just want to ask you to tune into your intention just for today. As we're being cascaded with this powerful full moon energy, it's a powerful time to release. It's also a powerful time to tune into your personal intention of what you're calling back in. As you're tuning into your breath and your attention, visualizing this energy moving to the roots, to the center of the earth, connecting with Pachamama, Mother Earth, visualizing everything you're letting go of, feeling into your personal intention for today, maybe taking a moment to realize why you're on the planet Earth, visualizing this energy. Maybe it's a color or shape or some sort of sacred pattern emanating from the center of the earth, through the mycelia, through the dirt, through the roots of all the trees, and shooting out through the branches, from the sequoias to the redwoods, to all the beautiful plant allies around the world that protect us and offer us oxygen and love and food and nourishment. Utilizing Mother Earth to the branches of the trees to emanate your prayer, your intention. Allow it to magnify into the infinite cosmos. Sometimes we get so wrapped up in all of our challenges and worries and forget to realize that we are in a massive gamut, a universe that's never ending. Planets, stars swirling, supernovas, black holes, comets drifting. A whole universe teeming with life undiscovered. And we're just merely a grain of sand amongst this vast beach. Beginning to see your prayers, your vision, the love that you've sent out, reciprocally come back to you from wherever you've sent it into the universe, bringing it back, all the way from the cosmos back into the earth, taking a moment to open your arms, opening your arms in front of you and pulling that love back into your heart, completing this journey. We're always returning home. Maybe rubbing your shoulders, your arms, your chest, just feeling the energy inside of you. Feeling that reverence, that gratitude, that self-love. This journey is you. And your blossoming is everything we seek to unravel who and what we truly are. We are divine. And as you open your eyes, wiggle your toes, return to your presence. Let's all just take a deep breath together through our nose, filling up our belly, our lungs, holding at the top. Out the mouth, exhale. Two more times for mind, body, and spirit. Breathing into your nose, filling up your womb, your lungs, holding at the top. Out the mouth, exhale. Last time, deep breath, filling up your womb, your lungs, holding at the top. And when we exhale, we're going to do the sound of the Om together. On 3. 1, 2, 3. coming back into awareness. Thank you for being here. Just want to take a moment to set intention, connect with spirit before we share our journey. And my name is Jay Brave, and I feel to be brave is to be vulnerable, because in our vulnerability is how we commune with spirit. You know, the act of meditation and prayer, yoga is such a vulnerable act to open ourselves up to the divine, to allow ourselves to just be fragile and to embrace that fragility, embrace that part of ourselves that's human. You know, we have so many organs and bones and intestines and like amazing parts inside of us that make us profoundly beautiful physically, spiritually, in all ways. And then we just have this thin layer of skin protecting us. Sometimes we walk into our garden, if we graze against a leaf, we can start to bleed. We're so fragile. And it's so beautiful to just embrace the polarities of our strengths and our vulnerabilities. Because to be honest, to be brave, to be courageous is to be vulnerable. And I'm going to share a little poem, a little excerpt from one of my songs about some difficult challenges I went through as a kid to share my story. And I'll share a little more to add on to that. But this is an excerpt from a song called Destiny. Inglewood, I was born a survivor of the storm, one of Papa's 10 kids. This is how I came to form. No food in the fridge. Mom was working 2 jobs. I don't mean to make you sob, but my brothers had to rob. Selling drugs, flipping dope. How was I supposed to cope? House raided by police, helicopters waking folks. Riot gear, canines, guns pointed at my face. Opposite of feeling safe. How much more can mama take? And then I watched her heart break. Papa died. I was young. Threw my tears to the sun. I seen them all disintegrate. Was a bitter taste. Felt it penetrate. Was it destiny or is it merely fate? Through my hardships, through my strain, through my trials, tribulations, and pain, shed my tears, overcame my fears, like the sun shines through the rain. This is my destiny. This is my destiny. Self-made, change a game, got my heart, check the aim, ready for whatever main. Jay Brave, speak the truth. Man, I'm here to help the youth, motivate, educate, formulate the blueprint, get the plans and levitate. Off the ground, profound, lyrics, wisdom, words, and nouns. Every verse is profound, profound. What now? But the people rise up, be strong, be real. Man of steel every meal. In my plate, I eat it up. Give my all, curtain call. Yeah, I'm down for the cause. Fist up, giving up. Never me, this is love. Be the change a game. Universe can feel my reign. From the heavens, feel the rain. Let it pour, give me more, encore. Crowds up, put your hands up in the sky. Any moment we can die, so I suggest that you should fly. Cause my time, right now, I don't have to ask how. I just have to say yes, for my mama make her proud. Sing my music loud, not just to the crowd. I see my father's face, peeking through the clouds. Through my hardship, through my strain, through my trials, tribulation, and pain. Shed my tears, overcame my fears, like the sun shines through the rain. This is my destiny. This is my destiny. Thank you. Yeah, that was an excerpt from a song called Destiny. And it's about me growing up, being one of my father's 10 kids. When I came into awareness, my mother and father were already broken up because I was in the bottom end of their amazing lineage of children that they had. And, you know, my mom started working 2 jobs, like I shared in the song. She was working the graveyard shift and sometimes working really late at night. We were living in Inglewood, California, kind of a tough part of town in LA in the 80s. And my brothers basically took over the house at that time. You know, these young guys were gang banging, selling drugs, break dancing. Our house kind of became the haven for people to come over and, you know, have break dancing parties and be up late and do things. And it was really difficult because my dad wasn't there. My mom was working late, and they kind of ran the house to the ground, all the way to the point in which my house got raided by the police, when I was about 6 years old. And it was super traumatic to have that experience, 4 in the morning, police come in with riot gear, break down your door. Everyone's in the middle of the living room. They pour everything you own, all your dresser drawers, everything you have, into the center of your house, all your toys, all the things you feel connected to, looking for stuff, And it's crazy to experience as a kid because I didn't know what was happening in that time. I didn't have the tools to navigate this very traumatic experience. And this song I just shared with you became the catalyst for me doing my healing. I feel like when we take our shame and we transcend our shame to become the platform and pillar from which we speak upon, that's true alchemy. That's true courage. We're all desiring to step into this place of acknowledging our trauma, being okay with it, look at it, and find a space of accepting what is, because oftentimes we experience things that are traumatic. And from that situation, my house got raided. And fortunately, oftentimes in life, something very difficult can become the catalyst for something very positive. So fortunately, my mom, after that happened to us, chose to move me, my little brother, and two sisters to a different home in the suburbs of LA. And it was a very meager place. It was a one-bedroom house, but at least we were outside of that environment. And my brothers had to kind of figure things out on their own because they were coming of age and they were wrapped up in a lifestyle that wasn't conducive of our family. But from that, a few years later, like living in a different environment, different challenges came into my life. All of a sudden, I was in a community that was predominantly, European centric in context of their ancestry. And I was one of the only people of color in my school. And I had to endure a lot of racial tension from people. I had to endure a lot of not accepting myself because of my skin color. I didn't know what I was. Was I Black? Was I white? Was I Mexican? I didn't know how to identify with myself. So I was always trying to fit in. And so I endured a lot of prejudice as a kid. And I also felt a lot of shame around my house kind of being a broken home. At some point in my house, after my father passed when I was 11, there was a lot of drugs in the house because my brother moved back in. My mom started drinking. I never brought friends over. It was really a difficult situation to navigate in as a young person through middle school, through high school. And so for me, being able to articulate and share these things through my coaching work, through my music in this moment now, is a part of the alchemy that I feel we're all striving to have. And to really own it in the space of, what, I chose that. That's really a powerful key. I chose to be in this body. That's what I feel on a spiritual level. I chose to be in this body. I chose to have these experiences. I chose to endure really challenging things because my soul needed that to grow and expand. And for me to say that in this moment is a reclamation of my power. And I want to share with each and every one of you out there that when you get to claim your story and claim your pain, like this is my pain that I chose, and this was my shame that I chose to experience, and my grief, the grief that came up from a young person losing his dad at 11, like these things are emotions that are your teachers. And the power comes when you realize that, we're attracting certain environments and situations because we want to expand. If we wanted to maintain a level of bliss and joy, maybe we wouldn't have came into the human form, because this world is full of contrast and duality. This world is full of polarity. There's fire and there's water, there's love and there's pain. There is, so many different polarities and contrasts that exist in this earthly realm. And our ability to come into acceptance of them, to be the yin and the yang, to be the masculine and the feminine, to be that centering point in the middle that embraces the light and the darkness. That is a path I feel allows us to have a deeper level of transformation. Because me as a kid, sharing in brief some of these stories, I used to run away when I felt these emotions that were uncomfortable. Whenever the shame would come up, whenever the resentment would come up, whenever the anger would arise inside of me, I would bottle it up inside of me. I would run, I would resist, I wouldn't come home at night. I would do anything I could to avoid feeling this uncomfortable experience inside of me. But the true power came later in life as I grew spiritually, when I realized that these are my teachers. My greatest teacher is my most uncomfortable feelings inside, or my most difficult people in my life that I have conflict with at the time, my family. So having the strength to be vulnerable and tune into deeper levels of healing with each and every one of these people, tuning into deeper levels of self-love and mastery of myself, has allowed me to find that centering balance. It's allowed me to find that courage to rise. And it's so profound because we're catalyzing courage, and your challenge is the catalyst for your transformation and the courage to rise inside of you. I believe that we attract all the challenges in our lives in order to cultivate the characteristics that are required to expand through them. We're attracting these different challenges and emotions and people in conflict because we want to grow. We're often praying to be a better version of ourselves, to have more abundance, to have more success, to be more expressed, to have more love, more prosperity, to be great. We're often casting these intentions into the universe. And sometimes the universe will give us exactly what we are looking for. The universe is so profoundly powerful. It can give you exactly what you desire in a moment. I mean, I've had people literally give me cars, or, hey, I get an email, we're going to travel to Costa Rica for this festival. Like, there's been amazing things that have occurred in my field. But oftentimes I've found that in lieu of me praying or setting intention, the universe will send me a challenge. And in our minds, we think the challenge that we're going through in our relationships intimately, or our family, or this emotion moving through me, we think it has nothing to do with our greatness. Initially, we think it has nothing to do with the prayers we casted a day before, a week before, months before. But in reality, we have to make space, and it's in the overcoming of our challenges that creates the blessings in the skies. It's in the overcoming of your adversity that allows you to reveal the life you desire to live into. The creativity, the expression, the abundance is waiting on the other side, but we have to make space. How can we call in more into our lives from the universe if this resentment, or this anger, or this shame, or this grief, or this jealousy, or whatever the emotion that's your teacher, whatever is inside of you, if it's taking away your mental and spiritual capacity, it's taking up space inside of you. So our ability to transmute it, to alchemize it, to find acceptance and realize there's something on the other side of it, that's what allows us the space to receive the blessings, the prayers that you're casting for. So for me, it was shame. And we're going to take a moment, each and every one of us now, to tune in. Like, I've shared my story a little bit, and that was a very abbreviated, fast version in context to the offerings we're going to share today with Lotus and myself. But I'll say that for me, shame and grief. I lost my dad when I was 11, and that was very challenging as a young person because he was he gave me some spiritual compass in my life. And the shame came from, again, going through a really difficult childhood. There was a lot of illegal activity in my home, drug use in my home. I never brought friends over. I had a lot of shame around my racial background and, me not accepting myself. So I feel like shame and grief have been my greatest teachers in life, two of my greatest teachers. But those also inhibited me from being fully expressed. So we're going to take a moment and do a quick writing exercise. I want each and every one of you to tune in, to just acknowledge, like, what has been your biggest challenge in life that is hindering you from being the best version of yourself? Or what has hindered you from being fully expressed? And you can even write down why a little bit. You can even be just a little sentence or two of why that's hindered you. So for me, as an example, I would say shame and grief have been my greatest teachers that have hindered me from being fully expressed and revealing my greatness. And tune into yourselves right now. We're going to give you a moment or two, just like write. What has been hindering you from being fully expressed? What is your biggest challenge from become the best version of yourself. So maybe you want to play a little background music while they write. I'm just going to light a little sage. And we'll call upon our amazing friend Ganesh to remove our obstacles, to be present and help us guide through this moment of acknowledging our challenge, our emotional challenge. And I encourage you to tune into, like, if it's an emotion versus like saying it's a person or person casting any kind of blame on anyone. It's more like what came up for you. And for me, it's not the people or the circumstances that I acknowledge. It's the feeling that arose in me. So for me, it was the shame and the grief that I had to work through, and I'm still working through and befriending and learning to love. I encourage you to tune into that emotion, because everything has an emotional root. And by acknowledging it in a positive way, we're reclaiming our power. This is a reclamation of your courage, of your bravery, of your love and your gifts. There's so many amazing people in life that we admire, from Bob Marley to Nelson Mandela. Lotus has the same birthday as Nelson Mandela. Martin Luther King, Gandhi, so many amazing, profound people. Rosa Parks, that have stood up in a moment or left a legacy of overcoming their challenges. And we admire these people because of the challenges that they've overcome, not the challenges that they ran away from. So why is it that when we feel emotional challenges, conflict, or adversity with our family, or our partner, or bandmates, or coworkers, or just ourselves as kids that are still hurt, why is it that we run away, or project anger, or hurt ourselves or others in some way? We're learning to rise with love, because love is the most powerful force in the entire universe. We can learn to love our challenges, love the pain, love the parts of ourselves that just feel unloved and want to be embraced. I promise you, that is the path to courage. That is the path of alchemy, equanimity, mastery. So hopefully you had a chance to tune into your teacher, something that's been hindering you from your greatness, your expression. We're going to acknowledge this challenge. And I'd love for someone to share. Someone feels called to share and acknowledge with us. We want to open up that space for one of the participants that's live with us now. So as we wind down the music, trusting someone's feeling called to open up their voice, we offer you the floor.
Okay, well, I'll go. I'm not afraid. um, for me, it's been anger and resentment. Here, I'm gonna mute Jay. If it gets a little funky, weird sounding. Anger, I just wrote anger at being disrespected, anger at being intentionally picked on, anger at not being able to be free, resentment at being with abusive men, anger at not being able to speak my voice, anger at not getting my way, anger at not being where I want to be, anger at being taken advantage of, anger at not having zeros after my numbers in my bank account, anger at being alone, anger at having uncomfortable relationships, anger at injustice, being cheated, anger, you gotta go. So I feel, yeah, that's just a hot spot for me. I don't appreciate being taken advantage of, and something within me attracts that. And so, you know, I love what you're saying about transforming that to create new space. It's like cleaning out a drawer to create space for abundance to come in. But if you don't have that drawer clean, how's anything supposed to be able, there's no space for it to come. So I really love what you said about that. And definitely something that's been coming up all week is this idea that just, yeah, that's got to go. And it really helps to just kind of write it all out, because it does lift when you really look at it and write about it.
Thank you so much, Ashley. Hope you don't mind if we reflect a little bit with you. Thank you for just sharing and being vulnerable and being authentic. It takes so much courage to be accountable and acknowledge and responsible. You know, our ability to respond. It's so profound to hear you